people who own shops aren't going to like what I say next, but you don't need to have 40-inch tires and, Dana 60s.
Hey guys, thank you for joining for episode 2 of the Wonder Off-Road podcast. If you haven't caught episode 1, click the link in the upper description. And guys, if you like Wonder Off-Road and want to see content like this coming at you, please don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Share with friends, share with family, so we can bring you more awesome adventures and more awesome stories like the one I'm about to bring you today. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Hey guys, Robert here with Wonder Off-Road. I'm here with Paola and Olaf from Paola Adventurer, and we're going to talk a little bit about the overlanding lifestyle and how they got started and where are they up to now. So, Paola, Olaf, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
You go ahead.
So I'm Olaf, obviously, and we are real estate agents about 24 hours a day, and then somehow we fit in adventures in there, and anything outdoors, basically. It's pretty much anything outdoors is what we do.
That's true. Yeah, I saw you guys' last adventure. You guys were in where were you guys at? Doing a big game hunting, right?
Yeah, we were in South Africa for 2 weeks.
Oh wow! Yeah, I saw some of the stuff you guys did. It was really amazing. That's some real overlanding out there, right?
Yeah, it's funny because we did actually every day we had to off-road from the lodge to where we were going to hunt, and then we had to off-road from our hunting area back to the lodge. So
that sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
So I'm going to start. What was your first overlanding trip like, and what lessons did you learn from that very first experience?
Mine was, what did I learn? I learned that I have to lower the air in my tires.
Oh, okay. Everyone learns that one.
Before showing up. And it was in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
And, that was really nice. And a lot of people in the community and the guys helped me understanding, okay, how that works. Okay, should I go on top of the rocks, or should I go on the side? Things like that, like simple things that I didn't know. And that was my first Jeep. So yeah, that was my first one.
Oh, that's a big learning lesson, but you probably learned a lot, and you've learned lower air down and go through them, sometimes go around them the other times.
I also learned not to go on water if you don't have lockers.
Oh, I'm gonna get back to that one in a little bit. But Olaf, what was your first trip like?
Well, I didn't really start out as an overlander. I think I started out as a backpacker, and then when I was in 7th grade, my dad took me to an event called Tierra del Sol, which is historically the first week of, they call it TDS, the first weekend of March. And I think I was in 7th grade or something like that. And I pretty much got the bug for, off-road and being outdoors and, anything with Jeeps and cars and different off-road vehicles and stuff like that. So that was my first experience.
Oh yeah. And Tierra del Sol is such a great event to go to. There's so many vehicles, so many people, and a lot of good things to just do and see, right, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a huge. It was big back then. I was a little kid, so everything looked big, but it's even bigger now.
Oh, that's very good. Now I'm going to ask you guys. So, what's your essential gear that that every overlander should have, really?
Gosh, I think one of the essential, like when we go overlanding, in fact, the essential gear is actually, we're looking at it right now. I don't know if we can show you, but
you can show. Well,
no.
Yeah,
is it firearm related?
No, not at all.
Then go for it.
It's actually a Devos light.
Oh, Devos is a great brand. I always tell people, like, that's one of the ones I would always go for.
So I pulled out the Devos light to have more light on us because our living room's a little dark right now with it being the evening.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we use that. Obviously we use it in the house. We take it with us every time we go off-road and kind of never leave home without it.
Well, for me too, like I use my Devos light. Last night I was installing rock lights on my 4Runner, and that was, normally I just, once the day gets dark, I'm done. But that just kept me working an extra few hours in the cool air. That's really cool though, you know. So, so how do you choose the right vehicle for your overlanding, guys?
That's a great question.
That's a, you know, it's probably been a progression, right? Because I think when you start, like I started more rock crawling, crawling side of things when you talk about cars, and then, you know, it progresses over time, and you started out rock crawling too, so, and then it's kind of progressed over time, and I guess it just kind of goes with your needs. But what's odd is when you first start, you're thinking, okay, well, I want to go do this off-road thing, but you don't know how involved you're actually going to get into it, right?
Oh yeah.
How deep and wide this whole thing gets for any particular individual really depends on what happens to them after their first time, you know, and moving forward. And they might say, oh, well, I'm going to just spend a little bit. I'm going to get like a budget lift or something like that. I'm just going to do the minimum. And then they start going out more and they realize, oh man, I need to do more. I modify a little bit more this and that because I want to do this. And it just, you know, you go down this hole and you don't always know. Basically, in summary, it becomes a progression. And, you know, we didn't always have a Gladiator with a Harker camper on it and, you know, all of the, you know, AccuAir suspension and all that stuff. That's fairly new for us. It's like only a year that we've had that.
I think for someone or for a family that wants to get a starter, it's more like their way of life and what are they comfortable to start with.
Yes.
And I would say like start with little and then doing it more and more, you will find out, okay, I need a camper. Okay, no, my family want a tent. And then all the options that you have. So it's more like, what is your lifestyle? What do you feel comfortable doing? And how you want to involve the family, or do you want to do it by yourself? Or do you want to go just with the kids? Or also my wife is coming, or things like that. And you will be like in the process discovering that.
Exactly. Like for me, I remember when I met you guys back at Overland Expo 2023, your Gladiator was bare bones at the time, you know, but for me, it's been fascinating to see the progression. I was like, wow, I never even knew that even existed or that wasn't even an option. So it's great to see like you guys, you know, have come a long way and that there's no perfect setup. It's just, it comes down to your comfort level.
It comes down to your comfort level. It comes down to really what are you going to do with it? Like, what do you do mostly? And then it also comes down to our bulldog is running. It comes down to budget. I mean, it really does.
Oh yeah. For me, that's what's the only thing that stopped me half the time on some of these adventures.
Yeah.
But like for me, for the 4Runner, for example, I run a 2-inch rough country spacer lift. Oh yeah, I know, big shock, everybody. But I was able to put the 33s underneath it so I can get more adventure out of it. You don't notice a difference. Except when it comes to washboard roads, but I just learned to deal with that, shaking.
Washboards are just bad for everybody.
Well, it's worse, it is with solid axles. Oh, the Land Cruiser, everything just shakes loose. But that's the adventure, right?
I think we try more like have something that we can use in different, like doing different things. Like we use the Gladiator for hunting. We can use it for overlanding. We can even do off-roading because it has the air suspension. So perfect.
Lockers, the whole bit.
Oh
and
yeah.
Our other Jeep, in contrast, is actually a fairly basic Jeep. It's the JL Sport, so it doesn't really have a whole lot of extras. But we did put a Bill Stein lift on it and 35-inch tires and so on and so and a lot of miles. Yeah, and that thing's been a workhorse for us. And It's been great. And we've gone all sorts of places. It's got no lockers, and it's like I said, it's bare bones, but we've taken that thing quite a number of places as well before we had the Gladiator.
Oh, that's really cool though. So, okay, well, can you share some of your favorite camping hacks that have made life easier, guys, while you're out there on the trail?
I think it's not a hack, but it's for I guess for us as a woman, we like to be comfortable. So bringing a toilet and the what's it called, like the shelter
Yeah.
for the toilet. Yes, I think that it's a great idea for me.
Now that you mentioned that, I think the hack on that is, so there's a company we like,
Yes.
Clean
Yes.
Waste.
Yes.
And we use, they have these like portable, like disposable portable bags that are unisex, and those things are great.
Lifesavers.
Yeah, they're lifesavers in the middle of the night. So you don't have to get out of your tent, or you don't have to get out of your camper or whatever. You can just use them right there and just close them up. I think those are, we also put those on every trip.
So everyone, for really quick, this is a paid sponsorship. We're both sponsored by Clean Waste Outdoors, but Clean Waste honestly makes a great product for anybody, any situation. It's a little pricey with their stuff, but it is worth every penny that you do spend on this.
Well, regarding that, so I had I used to use products from a company called Rest Stop, and so Rest Stop predated Clean Waste. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, they merged or something like that. I don't know how all that worked, but somehow Rest Stop has became Clean Waste or something like that. And I was using those products long before I knew about the brand Clean Waste, and yeah, so they're a great product. Just really. And now, I was using those before, and now it's hard to go anywhere, without. There's so many places that mandate having your own toilet type setup. Yeah. And it's pretty.
So no, they only have the bag for the toilet, but also, like Olaf was saying, these little ones that you just open it and they're like long, and you can, guys or girls can use it, and they use it at night. We even have like 2 or 3 in the car when we're in traffic, just in case it's an emergency. I took one when we were in Africa. I was in the blind and I couldn't go outside because there was animals around, and didn't want to go outside and pee, so I used one of those. So I don't know, it's just like lifesaver.
Yeah, the urinal bag, I got one of those too. Honestly, I agree with you. I was in a rooftop tent a few weeks ago in Mammoth, and same situation. I could not hold it, and I didn't want to wake up at 4 a.m. to go out to do business. I was like, you know what? Let's go.
Yeah, I would say that would be
your hack.
It, and then those Clean Waste urinal bags. Those are awesome.
No, good to know. Yeah. So I got to ask, guys, what's been your most memorable overland adventure and why?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I have a most memorable. We've been so many places, and there's so many more that we want to go to.
Thinking maybe New Orleans.
Oh yeah. Actually, that was a great experience. Yeah, we did a 9-day trip several years ago. We started in.
No, it was in Texas. Mississippi. Missouri.
Yeah, we started in Missouri, and we ended up in New Orleans, and went all through several states, and wheeled all private land. And great experience. Kind of like a one-time, once in a lifetime, because it's all private land, and you just can't go on there unless you have permission. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, like I feel that we're lucky over here being on the West Coast, that there's so much BLM land and forestry land that we can explore openly half the time. Mm-hmm. I know like when it goes to the Midwest and the East Coast, it's a lot more private land, which makes it that much harder to do what we do over here.
Yeah. When you get Texas and East, there really is no public land. It's all private.
Yeah. So have you ever faced any unexpected challenges on the road, and how'd you overcome them?
Oof. How long do you have?
Well, we got a while. Don't worry, guys. Let's hear it. If it's a fun one, this sounds like a good one.
So I'll tell you a real simple one.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you a complicated one. So a simple one was we were out doing a snow run with some friends earlier in the year, and we were going to let air down. I was going to let air on my tires, and I undid the valve, and I stick my deflator in there, and it's letting the air out of the tires. And then I get to the point where it's got, I took enough air out, and I take the deflator off, and air's still coming out. I'm like, oh boy. So I hit the valve, air still coming out. I'm like, oh, this is a problem. Well, my buddy had metal caps. So he lent me a metal cap, and I was able to screw it on because the plastic ones don't hold air as the aluminum ones do. So I screwed on the aluminum one, and that took care of the problem until we were able to get back home and
didn't we still
change
have
valves.
it? No.
Yeah, we still have it.
But that trader valve, essentially,
Yeah. So that was could have been a difficult situation, but having an aluminum or some kind of metal cap is a nice hack. So a complicated one. I was off-roading many years ago, and I bent a rear trailing arm.
No.
And then I straightened it, and it bent again. I straightened it, and then the third time it broke. And so that was a real ugly situation because the axle was completely out of whack, and it was no way I was going to be able to continue. So I was broken on the trail. So a buddy of mine pulls out a come along, and at that time I didn't have a synthetic winch line. I still had a steel cable on my worn winch, and so I ran the steel cable underneath the car, underneath the rig, and I connected the hook to the back of the left rear shock mount. The left rear side was what broke, and then I took my buddy's come along, and I put one side in the receiver hitch at the back. And then I put the other side on the front of the shock mount. And then I tensioned the winch, and I tensioned the come along till the tire was about centered in the wheel well. And basically that's how I finished the trail.
Now, where were you at by chance in this whole mission? I must ask.
I was on a trail in San Diego called Bronco Peak.
Oh, okay.
We also have another one that we use, the JB. Yeah, we have the Discovery, and what was it? The container that broke?
The expansion tank.
Yeah, so we're like in the middle of the trail, just getting in the camp, and we're like, okay.
Oh no!
all the coolant, the coolant wanted to come out, and the expansion tank, the seam on the expansion tank broke.
No.
But with the JB
JB Weld, yeah.
That thing is like magic. Keep those in the car always. We fixed it with that one, and it was good for I don't know how many months later.
I actually kept that. Yeah. I ended up keeping that expansion tank with all the JB Weld on it as my
Hey, JB Weld's been a lifesaver for all of us. I wish I'd had that on a trip I had when I put a hole in my radiator in the 4Runner.
Yep.
Oh man. But hey, lessons learned. Don't leave home without a tool bag, and don't leave it out with JB Weld.
Yeah.
Always.
So, moving on now. How do you guys practice leave no trace principles while overlanding and camping?
Probably, I would say cleaning up after ourselves. So So, I was a Boy Scout, and one of the things that we practiced as a Boy Scout backpacking was to leave the area better than you found it. Basic principle, and so I grew up with that, and that's the same thing that we do now. So before we leave an area, we police the area and make sure that we picked up all our stuff. And if we see anything else, then we pick that up as well.
Oh yeah, that's good. I've had a lot of cases where I've had one, Lattle Creek's like the worst one for me. I've had situations where I've gone out there, there's just tons of trash, even at the Yellow Post sites. And I think people are just expecting the Forestry Service to come along and pick it up after them, but they'll do it, but it's just all the extra hassle,
I think we do that even when we go hiking, when we notice bottles or just sometimes diapers or something. I don't know why. We just pick it up and put it in the backpack and just, because if you want to enjoy places, you have to help and clean up. I know I've seen other people that they don't care, but if we put our part, it's going to be, we can still in so many years for our kids, they can still enjoy it too. Yeah,
definitely.
We hope.
Oh yeah, we hope. I know things are just the way Forestry Service and BLM's working lately. It's been like with Moab, you saw how they closed down, was it over 300 acres, right?
That area, Utah, Moab, all those that is a hotbed for, the land access.
Oh yeah.
A lot of players and a lot of, it's big battles going on.
Oh yeah. And it's hard for our community, that, we are going to lose more land faster than we can, than we think, because people think it's been open for decades. Yeah. Pismo used to be over 15,000 acres open. Look at that now. 1,500. Now you only have 1,500 acres, which is, it's sad though, right, guys?
Yeah, it is. This could be a whole separate discussion. We don't have time for that. But in my experience, I think the off-road community as a whole is not really aware of the threat. They understand that there's a threat, but they don't really understand how big that threat is to access. And it's a big problem because, more things get closed, but then every year there's more people who want to recreate. And those increasing amounts of individuals and families and whatever who want to go out and recreate are ending up recreating in a smaller area because less things are open. And now this creates even more damage and pressure on the land. And it's a really big issue.
Well, yeah. Because remember with the pandemic, remember how the scene exploded? How, everyone was locked in. So they just were itching to get out, and camping and overlanding was the one thing you could still do while, being socially distanced, of course.
Right.
But it was one of those situations where the community just exploded, and there wasn't a lot of people that understood the ethics of the community of, pick up after yourself.
People don't understand that now. I just don't. I don't understand. I don't
agree.
Understand that. I don't understand. Maybe they think there's a trash ferry that comes along and picks up their diapers or whatever else they leave around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. So moving on to our next part. How has the overlanding community evolved over the years, and what changes have you guys noticed?
I think more women are involved. That's a good one. I think in general.
Okay.
And women are more interested in going outdoors and learning, and I see more trucks and more Jeeps and more of everything, and women getting into off-road and outdoors, which is really nice. I think that's one that I see.
Yeah, I do see that quite a bit. I think in not just off-roading, but I think recreation, outdoor recreation as a whole, I mean, we see it in hunting. There seems to be a big push. A lot of companies seem to be focused on that segment. And I think it is one of the fastest growing segments, for outdoor recreation, as far as women being that fastest growing segment.
So really quick, what advice would you have for a beginner that wants to get into this hobby?
Go check out our YouTube channel.
Oh, that's very good. Nice plug right there.
I would say just do it. Go outside, get out of your comfort zone. And in the process, you're going to learn what you like, what you need. And I know a lot of people before doing it, because you watch the videos and pictures, you like, oh, I need that, I need that camper, I need this, I need that. And they buy all this gear, and sometimes you don't even know how to use it. So I would say just go for 1 day, then 2 days, and then just taste, like what is that I like, what is that I need, what are my family needs, or what are my needs, and then in the process get it, but do it. Like go outside, just go outside.
Yeah, just go outside. You don't have to. Yeah, I know a lot of people who own shops aren't going to like what I say next, but you don't need to have 40-inch tires and Dana 60s to go out and have fun. You can have a lot of fun with very minimal vehicle, stock, almost stock type of Jeep, four-wheel drive type vehicle, and still have a great time.
Yeah, and if you learn that way, if you learn to do trails with 33s and 35s, it's more fun if you put just 40s and you can go through everything. And it's going to be like, oh, well, what? I need to find a different trail because this one is so easy. So if you learn the technical and how to look at the trail and which line do I have to take because I know my car. So I think it's more fun. But also another advice is learn and use your gear before.
Oh, yeah.
Before you go outside.
And like I want to say also, I've seen a lot of videos and I've actually done a review on one of them where proper recovery is one class you should take before you even get out to the trail. Because a lot of people have lost their lives that way because they didn't do proper recoveries, right? So I agree. Starting,
join a club maybe. Join a few clubs. Go out with people because a lot of times they have experience. You'll get to see their gear. They have more experience in recovery. You'll learn from them. All that stuff. I think that's a great way. Find a group like that.
And they probably have the gear that you don't have. Or they know what you need to recover your car.
You could see what works. You could see maybe what doesn't, and kind of look at it like that. I think if as a new individual, I think that's a good way to start.
Yeah, exactly. So finally, guys, my last question for you guys tonight. What are your favorite overlanding destinations?
I can say mine. Redwoods.
Oh, redwoods are beautiful.
Yes, redwoods, Oregon.
Yeah, redwoods are nice. I think I like Baja.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time down there.
Yes.
Yeah, I have some friends going down there next weekend and to do a beach cleanup event, and it's always a lot of fun being down there. The food's great, but that environment, being right there on the water, is something else.
Yes, the people, the food, the trails, the beach, everything is really cool.
Yeah, Southern Baja is beautiful.
Yeah.
I haven't gone down that far, but still, it's a great time out there. But hey, I want to thank you guys again for joining me. This has been a fun, interview. I hope we can do more in the future. Maybe we talk a little bit more some of these other topics we missed on, but I want to thank you guys again for being a part of this, though.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Check out our YouTube channel, Paola Adventurer.
Paola Adventures on YouTube.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we show a lot of places that we go and do some vehicle stuff, do a lot of hunting stuff, and a lot of outdoor stuff.
Everything outdoor.
We try to keep it fun.
A little bit of everything. That's always a great way to handle it.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, I want to thank you guys again for joining me. All right, guys, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends, family, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys again.